So, this ain't my truck. Hey guys, so a lot of stuff really happened this week. First off, I'll point out the fact that this is actually my dad's truck that's behind me, because my truck is in the shop. And since it was Thanksgiving weekend, probably won't be worked on until Monday, so I'm gonna have to be driving around this big old hunk of Ford truck for the next couple days, which is gonna be a little rough. Other than that, the rest of this week was actually a little rough at the beginning. You know, I was feeling kind of down, overworked, you know, just kind of exhausted overall. And it just wasn't going that great. Like, every little minor thing that could happen horribly happened horribly. So that was a little unfortunate, but you know, as the days went on, it got a little bit better. So Tuesday night, went out with Mark and Travis downtown to have just a couple drinks and hang out, and, you know, just have a good time, get my mind off of some stuff. And it worked relatively, you know, for the most part. Then of course Wednesday I was told to take off from work because they were just seeing that I was beaten down and exhausted, and it was going to be my first day off pretty much in 4 weeks, so I was gladly going to take it. So because I had so much free time on Wednesday, I was able to actually sit down and start an art piece because I've been wanting to make something for a long time, just never really had time. And the inspiration that I got for the art piece was, of course, I've been doing a lot of readings and just like looking up stuff on H.P. Lovecraft and his books and his old universe and all that stuff. And one of the books or characters that intrigued me from his mythos was the inner god Nyarlathotep, who is this character who wanders the planet, basically disguising himself as a human to give knowledge to mankind, but mostly in the sole hope of watching them destroy themselves. And he just kind of sits back and enjoys causing the chaos, you know, internally, instead of being an outer god that just destroys things like a lot of the other ones in his mythos. So I thought it was very interesting, and his design was, of course, very interesting too. He's like this giant, tall, three-legged, you know, being with, you know, this giant tentacle coming out of his head. He has no eyes, just a giant gaping mouth, you know, really interesting. So I decided that I wanted to do an art piece about him. It was funny because the next day when I was trying to explain the drawing to, you know, my family and stuff like that and what I was working on, it kind of reminded me of way back when I was in first grade, and my parents actually got called in by the teacher because they said that I was drawing demons and monsters, and they were very concerned as to why I was doing that. Really and truly, all I was doing was drawing the villains from Power Rangers, but of course my drawing skill wasn't that great, so yeah, they kind of turned out like demons. The main character that I was drawing was Lord Zed, who literally is just like a giant red muscle thing, like, so they thought it was very weird. So yeah, when I was trying to explain this back to them, it was pretty funny, you know, just to be like, oh yeah, you know, look at this art piece, and by the way, I'm still drawing monsters even now when I'm 30, almost 30 years old. And then of course when I actually finished the art piece, I decided that I wanted to add a little bit more to it as well, and actually make another moving graphic, kind of like I did way back at the beginning of this year. And so I took the graphic into After Effects and animated it a little bit, added a little bit of motion, and I kind of like how it looks better, you know, in motion than it is a standing image. So I'll accept it for now and just learn from it for my next art piece. Then of course Thanksgiving on Thursday was super fun. You know, it was just the small family, you know, even though my mom was still in her wheelchair and stuff like that, she had a good time too. So we had most of my dad's family over, and we had some drinks and just hung out and played some card games, you know, like Cards Against Humanity, which most families don't like playing that with each other, but our family loves it because we're all just very comfortable talking to each other about everything nowadays, so that was a lot of fun. But that's pretty much it. That's all I have for this week. It turned out a lot better than it started, so I can at least be happy about that. But as for next week, let's hope that some more fun stuff comes up here. You know, football's gonna be done. It's just gonna be basketball, and then from there, I'll be able to just figure out what else I'm gonna do for the last couple weeks of my vlog. So until then, I'll see you guys next time.